Today, we are going to talk about being taken for granted. Have you ever been taken for granted? Always second guessed, maybe, or maybe nobody believes in you? Well, I got good news for you tonight. A wise man once said, and I quote, "I have never been taken for granted by somebody who's doing better than me in life." See, people who are doing better in life are very encouraging, they're very positive, and that's exactly why they're so successful. But you know what the funny part is? The people who are not doing anything with their lives are the ones who are taking people for granted usually. They are below you and they want to drag you down. You see, whenever a person is taking you for granted, that means they have weighed you, they have weighed your potential and realized how capable you are, and they feel like you are a threat to them, and so they decide to take you for granted. People who take other people for granted are to be pitied. They treat themselves the same way they treat other people. They actually take themselves for granted too. You see, the thing about taking people for granted is that it's exactly like vision, a person's vision. You see, if your vision is blurry, everything you see is blurry. It doesn't matter whether it's a table or a chair or anything. Everything becomes blurry. But if your vision is clear, everything you see becomes clear. So it's the same thing. When people take you for granted, just know they take themselves for granted too. What these people don't know is that taking other people for granted is actually a reflection of their own feelings. It's a reflection of how they feel about themselves. It shows that they once wished to do something, but nobody gave them a go-ahead, or maybe they once achieved something great, but nobody cheered, and so now they're negative about everything. That's why in my video, when I was talking about healing, I said you need to heal so that you don't end up treating yourself and other people the way the ones who hurt you did. So that's taking for other people for granted is just bitterness. Those people deserve to heal. People who take other people for granted are very bitter. They are bitter of something in their life. It has nothing to do with the people they are taking for granted. It has everything to do with them. That's why you must never ever look down on yourself just because you're being taken for granted. The person who's actually taking you for granted is trying to deal with themselves. They're actually trying to deal with their negative emotions, and so they take them out on you. But I always say there's a good side to it. You see, when a predator is looking for a prey, if the prey is aware of the prey will run away. But if the prey is unaware of the predator, then the predator will be able to eat the prey. What I'm trying to say is, when people take you for granted, think of yourself as a predator, and they think of them as a prey that is unaware of you. If the prey is unaware of the predator will be able to catch the prey. So when people take you for granted, they're underestimating your potential. As a result, you will achieve when you are achieving things, it will be unexpected to them. You will conquer unexpectedly. You will win unexpectedly. That's why they say it's good to be taken for granted, because then you get to surprise people. If people expect too much from you, you feel pressure and sometimes end up underperforming. But if they take you for granted, you get to work quietly and in peace and maybe under less pressure. But that still doesn't mean that anybody has a right to take you for granted. It's morally wrong. In closing, you're not the only one who's being taken for granted. People are taken for granted every day. Athletes, academics, presidents, everyone. So don't think you're gonna be an exception. You know, being taken for granted is like failure. It's part of life. Failure is part of life. So don't let it bring you down. Don't let anybody bring you down. Rather, let it motivate you into becoming stronger and stronger every day.